Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. Trailer, there's a mo, it's a beast.
Shut the fuck up! Fucker! Move!
Folks at home, we need you to lock in in a way that makes sense. The fake gamers, the fake fans, they quite frankly just cannot handle it. But today is a very special day because it marks the 1 year final countdown for Grand Theft Auto 6. We are approximately 1 year away. We are officially 1 year away from the biggest entity in all of video. And when tomorrow rolls around, we can say that it's now less than a year. So I need you guys to lock in. It is May 26, 2025, and next year is going to be 2026. And the big question is, how many of you incels are going to be watching in 1 year from now? Absolutely very few of you, I can tell you that right now, because you guys are falling off left and right. I mean, it's Memorial Day excuse, it's the weekend excuse, it's I'm busy excuse. You need to start locking in, okay? It's as simple as that. So if you want to be a ride for the journey for the 1 year upcoming release of Grand Theft Auto 6, and it's time to start locking in in a way that makes sense. We got Eric coming through, and he is plowing hard and strong when no one else can seem to do this. Eric is coming through with the 4-time Tony Hawk combo. He's coming through in a way that makes us, so we got to stand up for this one. Eric is in the building. He's coming through hard and strong with that 4-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. Let's get some dubs up in the chat. Eric is in the building. He's plowing through, and he's plowing through in a way that makes sense on this 1 year time frame here. We got Adam Theory coming through with the 3-month membership, but Eric is the only one supporting the show. And God bless Eric. He's a fucking trooper. He's a patriot, really. I mean, honestly, if you can't support the show, well, I don't know what to tell you, but we don't want to see you going supporting Asmongold and big streamers like that because they don't need your support. They're multimillionaires. You know, what are they going to do with your petty $20 super chat? They're not even going to read it, tell you that. But Eric is coming through, and he's coming through tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense. We are 1 year away from Grand Theft Auto 6, and the support continues here, and it continues hopefully in a way that makes sense. We got Bruce coming through.
Daz Elliott
is in the building.
Pounds. You did a video like this for Starfield, and we all know how that turned out. GTA 6 confirmed slop.
Well, yeah, we hyped up Starfield. We had a lot of hope for Starfield. We thought Bethesda was going to really hit that home run. We were hyping it up. I said Creation Engine 2. I said next generation only. I said a lot of those things. And we wanted it to be great, and unfortunately it just turned out to be that fantastic. But I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is, you could kind of tell at this point it's going to be pretty mid. But with that said, there is still a possibility that it is utterly fantastic. It's just really too early to call. We got Daz Elliott in the building. We got to stand up for this one. Guys, what we're going to do, we're going to cut you a deal here today. 150 likes, I'll gift out 5 memberships as Daz Elliott comes through, and he comes through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. You love to see it. Daz Elliott is in the building. And that's what we're talking about. Huge dubs. We are officially 1 year away until Grand Theft Auto 6, and we shouldn't be 1 year away. I mean, the game was slated to come out fall of 2025. Of course, that didn't happen because the woke, lazy millennial devs that are too busy talking about American politics on Twitter, they didn't want to put in the work. They didn't believe in crunch. They don't believe in crunch, so as such, they decided to delay the game, and they need a little bit more time to work on the biggest entity in all of video. And now the game is slated to release in 1 year from this broadcast, which is May 26, 2026. It is May 26, 2025. You guys need to start getting locked in, and you guys need to start getting hyped up. It's unbelievable because really once this game comes out, it's going to be a wake-up call for a lot of you. You're holding on to this fantasy that gaming can be great again. You're holding on to this fantasy that there still is light at the end of the tunnel for this industry. And unfortunately, I don't believe that there is. I think there's going to be a big disruption in the gaming industry soon. I think there's going to be a big revolution in the gaming industry soon within the next 15 years or so. But with that said, and that's not necessarily soon, it's not soon enough, but I will tell you that a lot is going to change as we go forward with the technology and the AI and things like that. I mean, it's going to be a really different landscape in about a decade from now, if that makes any sense. So this is really the last kind of game of its kind, if that makes any sense. I mean, it's really, because even if GTA 7 does come out, I mean, that's not coming out for another 20-something years. And by then, the whole landscape will be very different. Game development will be very different by then. And it will be a very different landscape. We got Eric coming through yet again. This guy's a millionaire. He's coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. He's a motherfucking heavy hitter on Memorial Day. We love to see it. 6-time Tony Hawk combo or a 5-time Tony Hawk combo for Eric. He's coming through, and God bless Eric. He's just a trooper. He's coming through and supporting the show just single-handedly. Sam Porter Bridges, he's holding the fucking fort down here. And in a way that makes sense, Eric is plowing through hard and strong with the 5-time Tony Hawk combo, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. We had Daz coming through. Mr. Elliott in the building. He's coming through as well with the $5 super chat. And we were wrong about Starfield. And these were the two games that I were hyping up. I said Starfield and I said Grand Theft Auto 6. And now we got the 111 coming through from Israel. He's coming through from Israel.
111 has
Look at
just
this right here.
tipped 35 Israeli new
Look at this right here.
shekels and 9
Beautiful.
Agarot through super chat.
You love to see
You are
it.
better looking than Asmungo.
I know I am, and
And that's
it
the
makes
fact.
them see that
Shekels.
they can't handle it. I know I'm better looking than Asmund. I could do a poll right now, and they're going to say world class is better looking than Asmongold. I mean, I should be right up there with Brad Pitt in those movies. I mean, if they still make movies anymore. The 111 is coming through, and he's coming through with the Israeli shekels. That's what we're talking about. Coming through in a way that makes sense. You love to see it. Memorial Day support here on the 1-year anniversary of Grand Theft Auto 6 release. And we're going to break it down in a way that makes sense. But I will tell you that the hype has kind of fallen off here, and that's because Trailer 2 was a dud. The internet will tell you otherwise, but I'd love to discuss these wrong opinions with these Grand Theft Auto fanboys, but they can't find the channel. So, because they think Trailer 2 was the best thing since sliced bread, and it's like, well, if it were, why is no one talking about it? Why hasn't it gotten that many more views since it's released? I mean, it's got about 115 million, which is obviously fantastic, but it's not as fantastic as Trailer 1. And I think they had an opportunity to really hone in on that and say, hey, look, we've been silent for 500 plus days. We're going to put out a banger trailer, too, for Grand Theft Auto 6. And instead, it was just, fuck you doing up there, and it's just like, I'm pausing this. Like, this is a disrespect to my intelligence. I waited 500 plus days, and I got some mid-ass trailer 2 where these normies are like, oh my God, Lucia. It's like, cringe.
Jack Bitten super chat.
Look at this right here.
£5.
Jack Bitten is coming through.
Another year to wait. Unbelievable.
It really, well, you have to blame the woke soy latte devs. They don't want to put in the work. They don't believe in crunch. They think it's, they're working on a game that's really inviting the devil into the home, whether they are, doing that directly or not. It's a vehicle for the devil to communicate. And I guess it's a blessing in disguise in that way that it's not coming out this fall because the devil doesn't get invited into the home. The devil doesn't have that way to get into the home. The devil has to wait now until 1 year. So I guess it's a blessing in disguise. But in reality, though, yeah, the lazy soy latte developers, I mean, they just don't want to put in any work. I mean, they don't believe in crunch. They don't believe in working under deadlines. They don't believe in working under pressure. They believe in, doing very little work. And it shows in trailer 2. That's what we're talking about. We had Jack Bitten coming through there. Isaac A. is in the building with a 19-month membership. And look at that right there. We got a motherfucking chipmunk over there. Isaac A. is in the building. He's coming through with a 19-month membership. It's what we love to see. And Jack Bitten is in the building. He's coming through. The 111 is in the building as well. It's what we love to see. Big-time support here today. And I said, look, we're going to cut you a deal. 150 likes, I'll gift out 5 members. But you guys need to start pounding on that like button because that seems a little bit far off from where we're looking at right now. We are 1 year away from the official release of a generational video game, a once-in-a-lifetime video game. And right now the hype is still not there, but I think you will have a different perspective even if you don't like this game and even if this game does flop. In terms of sales, it won't. But in terms of quality, of course, that's in the eye of the beholder. But I will tell you that we are 1 year away from a generational, lifetime, once-in-a-lifetime experience. You won't have this in our lifetime again. I'm not even trolling. Like, even if GTA 7 does come out, the whole landscape is likely going to be very different. There won't be anything like this ever again. I mean, this really is the last kind of big video game. It's almost like the last movie star is coming out of the woodwork and saying, this is my last film. I mean, really, that's what it kind of boils down to. Look at this right here. Eric is coming through, and he's 6-time Tony Hawk combo. Let's get Tony Hawk on the phone.
Eric Bruv super
Jesus
chatted
Christ.
$4.99.
Look at this right here.
chat lock in ways that makes sense.
Exactly.
W's in the chat.
Eric is coming through, and he's coming through tremendously strong. He hit the slots, and he fucking won big time. I'll tell you that right now. Either that or he's balling, and that's what we love to see. We love to see ballers up in here, not no poor peasants. Eric is certainly not one of them. He's working hard for his money, and he's coming through, and he's plopping it down on the table with the 6-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. Eric is in the motherfucking building, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. Let's get some big dubs up in the chat. If Asmongold or Luke Steffens or Dreamcast Guy or all these other clowns went live and they said, hey, man, we're talking about GTA 6 today. 1.1 thousand viewers. You know how many of them are bots? A lot of them. I can tell you that right now. Eric is in the building, and he's coming through tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense with the 6-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. We are 1 year away from the biggest entity in all of video. I mean, we're standing up a lot today, and that's what we love to do. The 111 is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense.
The 11111 has
Look at
just
this right here.
35 Israeli
Unbelievable.
and 90 Agarot through Super Chat. I do admit that I have some concerns about GTA and Rockstar, but this game is our last hope. So like Dutch said, you got to have faith.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last big game to really care about in a way that makes sense. Of course, we have Death Stranding 2, and there's other big games coming out, but this is a big, big one. I mean, this is like bigger than anything that's ever come before it, and it really is a once-in-a-lifetime game. Now, that, doesn't mean it's going to be great. That doesn't mean it's going to be utterly fantastic. We just don't know. I think it's a 50-50. I think at this point it could go either way. Could be a terrible flop. Or it could be something a little bit more than what we're expecting. Rockstar's goal is to exceed expectations. That's what they have told us consistently. And the 111 is in the building yet again with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. You'll love to see it. But Rockstar Games' goal within the next year is to put out this game, assuming it doesn't get delayed. And their wording is that they're going to exceed expectations with Grand Theft Auto 6. And I just find that to be funny because it's like, well, how in the hell are they going to exceed expectations? I mean, where is the bar for expectations? I mean, I know where my bar's at, and it's like, well, that bar's pretty fucking high. And if Rockstar thinks that they're going to jump over that bar, we would love to see it. And I want, when I play the game, I want my jaw on the floor, but I've already told you. And look at this right here. Eric is coming through yet again with a 7-time Tony Hawk combo. Motherfucking ass.
Eric Bruff super chatted $4.99.
Look at this.
I'm just supporting the channel in a way that makes
Exactly.
sense to me.
And that's what we're talking about. That's what we love to see. Eric is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense, supporting it hard and strong with now, I believe, that 6-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. Eric is in the building, and he's plowing through tremendously hard and tremendously strong. The 6-time Tony Hawk combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. I think that's 7. Eric is in the building, and he's coming through hard and strong with, I believe, the 6 or 7-time Tony Hawk combo we've already forgotten. And, guys, what we're going to do for you here today, if you guys hit that like button and get it up to 150 likes, we will be gifting out 5 members as we head into June. And June is a busy month for World Class, that I can tell you. We have Nintendo Switch 2 coming out. We have Death Stranding 2 coming out. We have Midzai coming out. So those are 3 things that we will be covering, and we will be covering those in a way that makes sense. And we don't want excuses for you guys when those games come out and those things come out, because quite frankly, we need you to start getting up in here. You don't need to look at anyone else's review because they're either going to shill or they're going to grift. Okay, we're going to call it right down the middle. So we got Midzai coming out early June, and they're saying that the previews right now, they got a chance to play it, and they're saying it's not great. Well, we don't know how that one's going to turn out, but it is a budget title. It's a $50 game, so we're not expecting too much, or a $60 game. And look at this right here. Ray Chronic 420 is in the building, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. You'd love to see it.
Ray Chronic 420.
Woo, they're coping and seething. They're coping and seething today.
Happy 8th anniversary to Friday the 13th, the game.
Oh, shit.
The greatest game that will ever release on
Ray
May 26th.
Chronic 420 is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. Ray Chronic 420 is in the building, and he's coming through hard and strong. And that's what we love to see. Ray Chronic 420 is in the building with the $10, $12 super chat. Look at that right there, $12 super chat, and it's happy anniversary to Friday the 13th, the game. Ray Chronic 420 coming through in a way that makes sense. They just ended the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. They're not updating that game anymore. I think you could still play it, but they have ended support for that game. And a lot of people are mad, but I say, well, it's probably just best for business. There's probably about 20 people playing that game right now, and it's like, well, it's just how it is, You can blame the developers all you want and say, well, no one played it and this, that, and the third, but it's like it's not because of content. It's just because the game formula gets old after a little bit, and, they had to move on, I guess. But with that said, you can still play it, so I don't know why these people are complaining. It makes absolutely no sense. But I think they are probably going to bring Jason back in a video game form. There's a Michael Myers game that they're working on. There's a Halloween game that they're working on. Now, I don't know if any of these games will be good, but it will be interesting to see nonetheless. Ray Chronic 420 is in the building. We're 1 year away from Grand Theft Auto 6, the biggest entity in all of video. And Lewis says, I've interacted with Red Dead Redemption 2 NPCs, and if you ignore their needs, they'll just stand there and nothing will happen. That's not good. GTA 6 needs to improve upon that. And it absolutely does. The NPCs need to be we got a little static here. The NPCs need to be much bigger and much better. And, we don't really know what direction Rockstar. How do we have 172 viewers? Where are you losers at? Memorial Day, by the way. Well, then you're not gamers. If you're out on a boat right now fishing, you're not a real gamer. I hate to say that. I'm not saying, it's a bad thing that you're on the boat right now fishing, but it's just like, homie, gamers don't go outside and fucking fish and shit like that. So it's not, it's like we have a fake audience that seems to want to like games, but they just can't be bothered to anymore. And it's like, well, obviously the quality has gone downhill, but I think that more than likely is an excuse. So we are 1 year away, and we need you guys to start locking in here in a way that makes sense. Look at this right here. 1 year away, Grand Theft Auto 6. The countdown is officially on. We are 1 year away until Grand Theft Auto 6. Can the woke, lazy millennial devs over at Rockstar Games hit that home run? It's going to be a big question, and those are hard shoes to fill. That I can certainly tell you. Those are incredibly hard shoes to fill. This is the most anticipated video game of our lifetime. There will be nothing bigger than this, I don't believe anyway. And even if even if GTA 6 comes out and it's bigger, it's going to be a very different game than what this is. I think they're truly making this to be the last Grand Theft Auto game. I don't think that they will need to make another Grand Theft Auto game after this. I think they can ride this one out and call it a day for the next at least 15 years. Grand Theft Auto 5 is a PS3 game, and that lasted so long, and they weren't obviously having that vision before they were making, while they were making the game, thinking, wow, people are going to play this for 15 years. Obviously they didn't know it was going to be that big of a deal. But this time around, they have that hindsight, and they know that this is going to be massive. They know that there's going to be millions of people playing this game, especially when it comes out next year. But not only that, more importantly, throughout the remaining years of its life cycle. And I think they're developing that in mind. And I think that's one of the reasons why they delayed this game, because the online is going to require a little bit more work. I think the online is obviously the focus. I think the online is obviously really where Rockstar should focus. I don't think they should focus on the single-player campaign. I think that should be necessary. That should be almost like a demo or a teaser for the online in Grand Theft Auto 6, because you really want people to jump into the online when that is available. You want people to experience the online when that is available, and that's where they're going to make their massive money, and that's where they're going to have that player count high. But with that said, the campaign has to be pretty strong. In the campaign, you don't want to cannibalize the multiplayer. If you're able to play the campaign, you're able to roam around, and you're able to do all of these cool things in this game, why would you want to go into the online? So I think they're going to have to cut some features for the single-player campaign like they did in GTA 5, because there's a lot of things in GTA 5 that you can't do in the single player. They've never added it. And I think that's going to be the case here as well. I think if you develop a single-player campaign that's just that fantastic and that great, it could potentially hurt online numbers because some people don't want to play online. I don't want to play online. I don't want to play with internet strangers. That's cringe to me. I don't want to play with other friends online. I think that's a cringe thing. I think that's an incel thing. I think I'd rather be outside and fucking shoot some hoops or some shit like that. That's what I would rather do personally. But with that said, if the single-player campaign is that damn good, we won't ever need to go to the online, and that's great. Because the online for these games has never been good. It's just a bunch of busy work, and it's a bunch of fetch quests, and it's like you grow your social status on the game, and you're supposed to go to these gamer tags and be like, hey, man, look at my fucking garage. I got fucking 15 Lamborghinis in here. No one cares. I mean, it's just like, really? You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. That I could tell you. We're not talking nonsense. We're talking coherently, and we're having an opinion on a video game. I'm sorry that you're so low IQ you can't follow along. Got to have some professional mods in here to start cleaning this up. You shouldn't let them have a voice in here. We're going to have to get some super mods in here to really start getting that shovel out and start digging and cleaning up the filth, because quite frankly, you guys are just total incels, and you can't. You love to let people know on the internet publicly that you're incels. It's really hilarious. We're not talking nonsense. Very coherent. Okay? You need to shut your mouth. Sick and tired of these losers coming in here and fucking just like, I don't know what is your problem, but you have a severe problem. And when you're 50 years old, you'll look back and be like, wow, you wasted all of your time complaining about some guy on the internet. Like, I mean, it's just pathetic. It's a pathetic existence, and it's a sad existence. And one day you'll break out of that matrix. I don't know when that will be, and you don't see it right now because you don't have that perspective. You're not mature. But when you get mature and you have a different perspective, at 50 years old, you're telling me you're going to be on the internet bitching about losers on the internet? Like, that's fucking insane to me. You've wasted your entire life. I mean, you really have. You've wasted your entire life, because at least I'm producing something for someone, and I'm giving someone something. And you're not doing anything but fucking preaching your insecurities and your fucking loserness. That I could tell you. So you can go fuck yourself. I'm sick of these losers coming in here. They need to be all banned. We need to do, a cleansing, really, honestly. They need to get up out of here, because it's a sad situation. It's a sad situation. Mario Kart World is looking very bland, and people are waking up to that fact. The Switch 2 is going to be a total failure, that I could tell you. The Switch 2 is going to be a total failure. You'll have initial sales, and it will be sold out for quite some time, but that's what Nintendo needs. If they replenish the stock, those consoles are going to sit on that store shelf. The soccer moms do not even know about Switch 2. I guarantee you that. The only way they're going to get that mainstream audience is if they roll like 500 commercials and really advertise the shit out of the console. But it's like, why, the soccer mom that knows very little about video games, they're going to go into the store, they're going to see the Switch 2, they're going to ask the associate, like, what's the difference? And it's like, well, I don't even know what the difference. What is the difference of the Switch 2? It's got better graphics? Oh, okay, well, that's way more expensive. Let's buy Switch 1. It's discounted, right? Switch 1, maybe $100, $250, $300, whatever the price is for Switch 1. The soccer mom might just say, I want the OLED screen is technically better than the LCD screen. So it's like, imagine putting on a next-generation Switch. You had 7-8 years to put out that console, and they had an OLED screen on it, on the Switch 1. And it's actually got better battery life from the testing that's already been done. And the Switch 2 is a total failure. I mean, it really is on all cases. It's a total failure. I can't see a point in time where it's like you need this console. Nintendo, it's worse than the PlayStation 5. In fact, I would argue it's worse than the PlayStation 5. When the PlayStation 5 came out, I think there were 2 or 3 games that, you could say, well, Demon's Souls. But even that was terrible. I mean, these console launches do not launch with software. And it's like software is the driving factor on why anyone would give a shit. Okay, your Switch 1 games work with Switch 2. That's fantastic. That's not enough. The Switch 2 has no compelling, there's no big game. Mario Kart, what if you're not interested in Mario Kart? Well, you have to go to Donkey Kong for first-party exclusives. What if you're not interested in Donkey Kong? What if you want to play a new Zelda? What if you want to play a new Mario? They don't exist. At least as of this launch timeline. So the Switch 2 is a very hard sell for Nintendo. And especially with the price point and all of that stuff, it's just like it doesn't really make much sense. And it's really pathetic how you losers are shilling this console on the internet because you want a little clicks. Yeah, we'll see if you can play the console online or not. And you could say, well, the third-party support is great. The only thing that's going to really make a difference is if the battery life is great. And we've already heard that the battery life on the Switch 2 isn't as good as the Switch 1. Not only that, the Switch 2 isn't as portable as the Switch 1. So I don't understand Nintendo's gimmick here. It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. I think this company has really fallen off. Nintendo has lost all of their ideas. They've become the new Apple, and they're just going to put out the same thing over and over and over again and make iterations on that same product because they lost their visionary. I mean, it's just the sad truth about Nintendo. It's not me hating. It's like, oh, look, the Wii U had software. The Wii U had software day one. It had a fucking brand new Zelda game. It had fucking, Zombie U for third party and some other games as well. It had at least 4 or 5 games that, maybe that it also came with Nintendo Land, which was a free pack-in title. Nintendo Land was saying, okay, here's a tech demo. You can play these games. A great game. Nintendo Land's a great pack-in title. It's more than just a tech demo, and it's a fantastic way to introduce new customers to the fucking hardware, to the tablet controller. It's a fantastic device. I don't care if the normies didn't buy it. I don't care if you guys hate it. It doesn't matter. The Switch 2 is an abysmal product. It has no software. It's one big sham. That's really what the Switch 2 is. It doesn't make any sense to buy it. Now, in what we do, it makes sense for us to get it. But as a consumer, there's no point to buy the game because they have there's no point to buy the system because there's no software. Now, even if they announce Red Dead Redemption 2 and Resident Evil 4 remake and all this other crap, who cares? I've already played those games. I mean, yeah, it's cool if Red Dead Redemption 2 is on the Switch, but how cool is it when the battery might die in an hour? I mean, it's just like, okay, you can take your games on the go, but now we don't have an OLED screen. Now we have a worse battery, and the portability is worse as well. Well, what are we doing here? I mean, it just doesn't it makes absolutely no sense. Unless they can fine-tune that stuff with updates and hopefully the battery life is a little bit better than what I'm looking at, because the battery life is really the most important. That was the key ingredient here to really, because you have more competition now. You have all of these computer handhelds. You have all of this in the market now, and it wasn't like that in 2017. You didn't have the Steam Deck. You didn't have the ROG Ally. You didn't have any of these other handhelds, MSI, Claw, whatever else they got going on, the Xbox handheld. You didn't have any of these handhelds, so there was less competition for Nintendo to kind of go from the 2DS, 3DS to make the console the Switch. You can take your games on the go. You can play Skyrim on the go. You can do this on the go. You can play fucking Mario Odyssey on the go. That's fantastic. That was an all-new concept back then. I mean, it was fairly new anyway. And now it's oversaturated. So now Nintendo doesn't have that like one big thing where it's like, wow, you can take Cyberpunk on the go. You can already do that right now. You can take Cyberpunk on the go. It might perform better on the Switch too, but I mean, Is that really like the big wow factor? There's no wow factor for the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is a terrible console. I will fight the Nintendo fanboys if I have to, because they're losers if they think that the damn console is worth any penny. It's not worth any penny. They're not making any games for it. That's why it's not worth anything. If they had a lineup of at least 5 games with at least a roadmap and saying, hey, we got the new Mario game, we're teasing it, that's coming out spring 2026. Okay, well then there's something to look forward to. There's something to anticipate. But when all you have is Mario Kart World and all you have is Donkey Kong fucking punch boulders and shit. Like, I mean, come on, dude. No one's going out and paying $5 million for the fucking Switch 2. That's insane to me. That gimmick is going to get really old really quick. And it really is the Xbox One. The Switch 2 was kind of like the Xbox 360, and it was a very popular console, and it really just worked with consumers. But the Switch 2 is their Xbox One. I can tell you that right now. The Switch 2 is their Xbox One, and the only reason why people will buy it is so they want to feel like they're a part of something and not feel like they're left out with the old Switch 1. Now, if you have an OG Switch 1, like the very first model of the Switch 1, it will probably be a great upgrade. But if you have the OLED Switch, I mean, honestly, it's a better device. If you have the OLED Switch, it has apparently better battery life. The screen is obviously better. OLED's better. It's more portable. Those are 3 factors over the Switch 2. How can you make a next-generation console and then fumble the football that fucking hard? Makes absolutely no sense. Now, if Rockstar came out and said that Grand Theft Auto 6 were on the Switch 2, that would be compelling. But, we're 1 year away, so they wouldn't obviously announce that even if it did happen, and it's not going to happen. Because we don't truly know the performance of the Switch 2 until it's in people's hands, and then when people are able to test it out and look at it. they'll see the cracks immediately. Yeah, it could be the Metroid Prime 4 is coming to the Switch 1. That's what I'm saying. They're not cannibalizing their Switch 1. And I think that's why they're waiting for Mario. That's why they're waiting for Zelda. So that way the transition becomes easier for people to upgrade to the Switch 2. I need you guys to start locking in. We're 1 year away from Grand Theft Auto 6. We'll have Switch 2 coverage soon if we do decide to cover it. And if we cover it, it's going to be in a way that makes sense. But with that said, Grand Theft Auto 6, we are approximately 1 year away from this game releasing, folks. We are officially, this time next year, we will be playing this game. I need you to lock in and understand that. This time next year, if the game doesn't get delayed, we will be playing Grand Theft Auto 6. And Michael's jaw is either going to be on the floor or it's going to be severely we're going to be severely disappointed. I already told you guys I need 15 minutes with this game. Give me 15 minutes with this game, and I'm going to report back to you guys, and I'm going to tell you either this is the fucking best shit I've ever played, or it's an extreme disappointment after 13 years of waiting. Rockstar has the opportunity here to really hit that home run. Rockstar has the opportunity here to really hit the ball out of the fucking park, and I'm glad they delayed it in the sense that, well, if it does mean that this is going to be a better product at the end of the day, that's utterly fantastic. We can wait a year, okay? Because tomorrow is going to be less than a year, okay? Tomorrow is going to be officially less than a year, if that makes sense, okay? So we're 1 year away. The game is going to be, look at this right here. Eric is coming through yet again. It is dubs up in the chat as Eric is plowing through and he's continuing to come through hard and strong with how I believe the 7 or 8 time Tony Hawk combo. Eric is in the building, and he's coming through yet again with that 199. You love to see it. 7 or 8 time Tony Hawk combo for Eric. He's coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. Hard and strong. You love to see it. Eric is in the building. He's really carrying the show here today. We love to see that support. Fantastic support. And really just coming through in a way that makes sense. You guys, I can't imagine the viewership in 1 year. I mean, if it's at 170, we should be at 17,000 viewers next year for Grand Theft Auto 6. And look at this right here. Lady Angel is coming through with a $5 super chat.
Lady Angel super chatted $5.
Look at this right here.
Some support for world class.
That's what we love to see. Lady Angel is coming through, and she's coming through in a way that makes sense with a $5 super chat. And that's what we're talking about. Lady Angel is in the building and coming through. We are 1 year away from Grand Theft Auto 6. This is the biggest entity in all of video, folks. I need you to lock in. Grand Theft Auto 6 is 1 year away. Ring my bell. Grand Theft Auto 6 is 1 year away. Can we hit the like goal of 150 likes? Is Rockstar going to hit the home run? Woo! We need you to lock in! 1 year away from the biggest entity in all of video. Grand Theft Auto 6. The devil is in the... Oh, man. I mean, when you really think about it, this is a terrible game that... well, what they should do, I think they should age the M for mature age limit to 25 and above. I think 18 is... for a game like this, I don't know. The game is going to be watered down. It's going to be censored. It's going to be sanitized. So you won't have to worry about it being too violent, but there will still be people out there that will say that, you know, it's too violent and stuff like that. But it's not going to be anything like Grand Theft Auto 4. Grand Theft Auto 4 was the last time Rockstar actually gave player the ability to kind of do what the player wanted to do in the game. And you have woke leftists that say that, you know, video games cause violence. You also have, you know, people on the other side saying that, you know, video games don't cause violence. And then when you play a game a certain way, they call you an incel. So I don't know. So I think they're all woke, quite frankly. I think everyone is woke. And I think everyone believes that video games actually do cause violence because they always flip-flop on their opinions. So, I mean, Mortal Kombat, that's a fantasy game. So it's like that was the spark of the controversy back in the day. This isn't necessarily a fantasy game. This is a little bit different. It's not fucking some guy in a blue Power Rangers going, "Come over here." You know, yeah, it's violent, but it's like fantasy violence, right? It's make-believe. This is make-believe as well. It's fiction, but it's kind of replicating real life. So it's a bit of a, you know, Lucia doesn't have superpowers. Jason doesn't have superpowers. They look like real human beings, okay? So what does that mean? That means it's a little bit of a different dynamic. You can argue, well, you know, this game over here is super violent. Okay, but it's Red Dead Redemption 2 is super violent. You know, okay, but it's a Wild West game, right? You know, no one from the Wild West is alive. We don't even know what that was like. Really, honestly. So it's a fantasy game in the sense that it's the Wild West, right? It takes place 500 years ago or whatever, 100 years ago, 115 years ago, whatever it was, right? Okay, well, guess what? You know, 1916 was 100 years ago, right? Let's do that math. You guys love to do math. You guys are in love with math. I want to see that report card. I want to see A++ on that fucking report card for every math class that you were in because you guys apparently love math. Math is so fantastic, right? Yeah, math is great. Well, that's great. Then do the fucking math for me. 1916 to 2026, that's 100 years, right? Okay, well, in 1916, you know the fucking Ford Model T. That's a fantasy land. Mortal Kombat is a fantasy game. Skyrim is a fantasy game. And look at this right here. Eric is coming through yet again, really just saving the show here. Eric is really just a total Chad. He's coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense with, I believe, now the 8-time Tony Hawk combo. Eric is in the building, and he is laying it down. He is making it rain. And in a way that makes sense with the 8-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. Eric is in the building, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. Yeah, we have a year until this game does release, folks. Well, you guys love to do the math. You know, you guys love to sit there and do your little calculations on my videos and how bad Michael fell off and how he doesn't get views anymore and how, oh my God, he doesn't make as much as he used to. Well, that's because we had weird parasocials that had their fantasy not fulfilled. I mean, that's really what it is. So you have to keep that fantasy fulfilled because if you don't, you won't make any money. That's why the waitresses at the restaurant, they, you know, when they come up to your, I'll show you how you want to make money. This is how you make money. How are you doing? How is your food? Oh my God, thank you so much. Is there anything that I can get for you? Oh my gosh. That's how you make money, okay? That's the fantasy. Now when they clock out of their work shift, they don't give two shits about you. It's just the honest truth. It's just the honest truth. But you guys can't wrap your head around that. I don't know what to tell you. Let's go ahead and ban this. Let's go ahead and get this guy up out of here. Oh, Lord. Yeah, well, look at this right here. Phantom Vibe is in the building. You'll love to see it.
Phantom Vibe super chatted $4.99.
Let's get it. Phantom Vibe is coming through. He's a fucking ghost, and he's coming through in an eerily way. And we love to see that hard and strong support with the $5 super chat. Phantom Vibe is coming through, and he's coming through so tremendously strong. And that's what we're talking about with the $5 super chat. Phantom Vibe is in the building, and he's fanting me in a way that makes sense. We're 1 year away until GTA 6. This time next year, we will, if the game does not get delayed, we will be playing Grand Theft Auto 6. I know you can't picture that. I know you think this game is fake. But I can picture it, and I'm going to tell you what, we're going to be disappointed. Because I already told you, I said I need 15. I'm going to start the timer when we play this game for the very first time. I'm giving it 15 minutes if it's not full of cutscenes, because I'm sure it will be. That opening prologue mission might be in Liberty City for all we fucking know. But once we get into the open world, I'm starting the timer. I think that's how we should phrase it, because I think that's more of a better test. But once we're able to get into the open world, I need 15 minutes with this game. And we're going to go through what we want to go through. We're going to go through some really autistic stuff. And we're going to pause it after the 15-minute timer. I'm going to give you my 15-minute assessment, my first initial impressions of the open world. And it's either we have the greatest video game ever made, and Rockstar really did exceed expectations, because remember, their goal is to exceed expectations. That is Rockstar's goal here with Grand Theft Auto 6. That's not me saying that. That's literally what Rockstar has said. Their goal is to exceed expectations. How are they going to deliver on that? That's a fucking crazy mountain to climb. It's crazier than Mount Everest. So their goal is to exceed expectations, but I said after the 15-minute timer, I'm going to let you guys know the verdict, the 15-minute first impressions verdict. And if we cannot fill up our car, and there is no fuel mechanic, I'm going to be disappointed. I'm sorry, because now it's a fantasy game. You cannot anymore. It's 2025, 2026, we have the technology now. We have more memory bandwidth than ever before. We have SSDs. We have no excuses on the hardware anymore. Of course, there's still limitations, okay? There always will be. That's never not going to be a thing. That's computer science, okay? But with that said, if Rockstar cannot put a fuel mechanic in the game, this is just like the Elder Scrolls then. Dead ass. It's a fantasy game. You cannot have a gas station in the game and a car next to it, and then you can't utilize the gas station to have a fuel mechanic in the game. It's just an insult to my intelligence, is really what it is. It's literally an insult to my intelligence. Mafia 2 did it. That game came out on Xbox 360. They can easily implement this. It needs to be implemented, and that's one of the things that is going to either grind my gears or I'm going to say, holy shit, they fucking got it in. It's really that simple. I need the fuel mechanic in this game, and I'm not asking for pure simulation because I think that would really bog down the experience. But what we're asking for, let's get these anime profile pictures up out of here. Really what we're asking for is we're asking for an immersive, in-depth experience, and if they can deliver that, and we'll be able to tell within the first 15 minutes, then they might have really hit that home run. The game was supposed to come out later this year. Of course, it got delayed a few weeks ago, three or 4 weeks ago at this point. And now we have to wait 1 year to this day. We have 215 viewers, and this time next year, I want 20,000 viewers, okay? I don't care. It's Grand Theft Auto 6. You drop the excuses and you come in for the fucking verdict. It's as simple as that. I'm done. I'm done with the fucking feelings game, okay? My feelings are hurt. Oh my god! The streamer doesn't like me! You know, there's a great game on Steam. It's called Parasocial, and you literally stream in the game. Well, I'm not going to explain the story because I don't necessarily know how it goes down, but I was looking at it and I thought, God damn, we got to play this game because it's going to resonate. Okay, Eric is coming through yet again with a 9-time Tony Hawk combo. This guy is a baller. It's what we love to see. He's probably out there on that yacht drinking that beverage, and he's just having a great time. Eric is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense, hard and strong, with the 9-time Tony Hawk combo, I believe, 8 or 9-time Tony Hawk combo. And that's what we're talking about. And again, 150 likes, and we will gift out 5 memberships, folks. 150, 20,000 minimum. No, we're not going to get... The only way we could get 20,000 viewers is if we had the game early and we couldn't show the gameplay. The only thing we could show is our face and our reactions to it. And then you guys would accuse me of not having the game and I'm faking it, because that's what you guys did for Resident Evil 4. And none of you have apologized for that, because you losers are still up in here. You know, you sat there and accused me, oh, you're not playing the game, you're faking it, blah, 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 blah. What a fucking ass ain't faking that shit? Like, you're so dumb. But... The only way we could have that many viewers is if we actually had the game early, about 20,000 viewers. I mean, that's a lot of viewers, but quite frankly, it is Grand Theft Auto 6, so I think we should have more viewers than that. Yeah, I think Liberty City will be in the game. I think that's where you're going to start. Lucia's from Liberty City. I think Liberty City is in the game, and You know, if they have a Liberty City in the game that's fully explorable, and that's the thing too. It's like, you know, Rockstar could have something here that they're not showing, and I certainly hope that's the case. They could have, you know, they could have Liberty City in here. You know, they could have other parts of the map, and really they could just go back to the original idea of doing 3 separate maps: Liberty City, Vice City, and, you know, San Andreas would be way too much to ask for, but. You know, even a slice of Liberty City in this latest Rage engine would be fantastic, and it would be very interesting to see. Okay, if you have a low IQ, it's just a natural instinct to get you up out of here. I don't know what it is, but it pisses me off to no end. Like, you guys come in here and you make comments and they don't make any sense whatsoever. Okay, Wokestar is lazy. Adding functional gas stations is too much work for them. Yeah, well, we haven't seen that. You know, we haven't seen it in the material. We can go to the material right now, and it's unfortunately not there. So we'll go to the downloads here. We'll go to the screenshots here, and if we go to the biker gang one, you will see that well, we don't know where that's at. It's right here. But if we're able to zoom in on this here, see, there is a car over there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we are able to have the fuel mechanic in the game, because right now that's not telling us. Cope and Seethe. God, these mods got to get up on this stuff. The guy's spamming for fucking 1 minute there. It's like, you mods got to get up on this. I hate to, you know, jeez. You're just gonna let the dude spam? Like, I'm not put. I just shouldn't have to put it on slow mode because we have harassers. Like, why should the chat suffer, and I have to put up walls and do all of this stuff just because we have people that harass constantly? Like, it makes absolutely no sense. I thought you guys were in your little safe space and you created your little own alternative safe space. Why aren't you over there fucking chatting? Y'all got bored or what? Cringe ass fucking losers. God damn. So fucking cringe. L mods? Well, then why don't you become a mod? I don't know. You're saying L mods, but are you going to step up to the plate? You don't even donate anymore. You're not even a member anymore. You guys fell off. I hate seeing people that used to come through and support this show, and then they come back and they act like they're a part of this, and it's like, I don't know, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Now, maybe you're on hard times. I don't know your personal life, and I don't care to. But I'm going to assume you're not. And I'm going to assume you have the ability to come through. And I'm going to assume you have the ability to be a part of this, but you choose not to. So why should I choose to even fucking enlighten your comment? Like, go fuck yourself. Like, you made the decision to throw the towel in. Leave it be. You made that decision, and I've also made the decision to get you up out of here. So, you know, you threw the towel in, and then don't get mad and play victim when you were the one that threw the towel in and you wanted to win the match. No, that's not how that's going to work. You made that decision. Jeez. Okay, 11 more likes, and we will be gifting out 5 members. Why aren't you guys hitting the like button? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. It's beyond weird behavior, Lewis. I mean, these people are crazy. I just went to another channel. I'm not going to name it. I know this faggot's watching, but I don't care. They fucking mock you. Like, they mock your titles. They mock what you do. It's so fucking weird. And it's like, I guess I'm flattered, but I know you have mental illness. Like, you straight up have mental illness. We don't watch, but it's a rent-free situation, and we're going to title our things very similar to what you do. We're going to actually do what you do very similarly. And it's just like, you guys are fucking whack jobs. Like, I can't wait till you're like 65. Like, you're 65 and you look back on your 20s and your 30s and you're like, wow, you did nothing but complain about someone on the internet. You didn't even make content. And if you did, you stole it. Unbelievable. I mean, it's just really fucking sad. Pathetic losers. Beyond weird. I mean, it's beyond weird. It's really beyond. Dr. Phil couldn't even help these fucking weirdos. Dr. Phil would say, yeah, we got to get a fucking Avengers team of fucking Dr. Phils to help these weirdos. Fucking pathetic. So with that said, 150 likes. Guys, it takes 2 seconds to like the stream. If you've already liked it, that's fantastic, but I'm assuming you haven't. So go ahead and like the stream. Jeez. So the gas mechanic is not confirmed. If you can let me know. But we're not seeing it confirmed. And that right there, maybe that's what they're working on. Maybe they're working on the fuel mechanic. They already have the car parked at the gas station, it seems anyway. So it's like it shouldn't be that hard to have the NPC come out and animate that. I think the fuel mechanic is something that they could be working on here. But we have no showing of it within these screenshots or trailers. There's no proof that that is a mechanic in the game. Okay, five gifted folks. Okay, Dark Cloud is coming through. I can't see it, but we can see the replies to the Super Chat. It literally will not show me the Super Chat unless I manually click on it there. That's very weird. That is very weird. So I don't know what's going on there, but Dark Cloud's coming through with the 10. We do appreciate that. I'm assuming it went through. Dark Cloud slithering through GTA 4. If you have a convertible, that guard car wash will come out and hand wash. Yeah, you can pull up. Well, that's why we don't like gifting out members, because this platform is so terrible. I mean, it really is that terrible. You can't pick and choose who becomes a gifted member. You have to just throw it out there, and it goes to people that do not watch the show, or they sit on the sidelines. Cope and seethe. I don't care. I don't care. Cope and seethe. I don't know what to tell you. You guys are absolute incels. I mean, you guys literally live on the internet. You have one life. There is no other life. I mean, even if there is heaven or hell, and if there is, that's, you know, it is what it is. But it's like, dude, you have one go. And you're wasting your life. And you don't have this perspective because you're probably unemployed. You have no fucking direction. You have no motivation. You get on the internet 24/7. And it's like, I just wish you would eventually wake up and snap out of that fucking matrix that you're in, because it's just fucking crazy. It's so fucking crazy how you guys have just said, I'm fucking done. I've thrown the towel in. You don't produce anything original. You just talk shit about other people. You're all fucking faggots. It's just the fucking truth. Like, you guys are gay. And nothing wrong with that. Just come out of the closet and admit it. Holy fucking shit. You guys are so pathetic. And I'm going to say this about these members in here. In fact, I'm going to jot down the members that are in here today. We're going to jot down the so if you're a member, let it be known, because we're going to call out who's in here. Okay, we got Lewis in here. We got Decided 666 in here. We got GigaCat in here. We got Lady Angel in here. There's 4 members right there. We got Corey in here. Yeah, that might be it in terms of members. It's me. Let's see here. I think that might be it. Okay, we got OP Husky. So double check here. Okay, I think we have officially hit the goal here. Eric is coming through. Look at this right here. Keep it rolling, Eric. I mean, if you have the ability, because it makes people seethe really bad. When I get support, it makes people really mad. You would be surprised who gets mad about that. A lot of people get mad that we get support, and it's like, well, can't help you on that. The 111 is coming through hard and strong. Look at this right here.
The 11111 has just tipped 35 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot through
Coming
super
through,
chat.
coming through.
I have the ability to come through, and I choose to be a part of this.
Exactly.
Shekels.
And the 111, we're going to put you on the list here, too. There's more members in here than I thought. 111 is in the building and coming through hard and strong and in a way that makes sense. You love to see it. Dennis, you're woke. So funny how woke you guys are, and you don't even realize it. I can't wait for certain people to come back into this chat because I know they haven't fully moved on. We're just waiting for them to come back into the chat to say something dumb. The 111 is in the building. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. Lady Angel is also in the building. He's coming through. You love being a member. Okay. Well, how long have you been a member for? Doesn't tell me that information. You see? Okay. Well, we got more members in here than I thought. We were just doing a survey. So we have a total of, from what I can tell in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Lady Angel super chatted $5. I try to always be here when World Class is streaming. No better place to be.
Exactly. Lady Angel is coming through in a way that makes sense, hard and strong. So we have about 11 members in here. We could be a little off on that, 12 or 13 maybe at max. But with that said, we have hit the goal. We said 150 likes, and we will be gifting out 5 members. Big-time support here today, Cope and Seethe. And I'm also going to be gifting out 5 members, so give me 1 second to figure this out. Okay, with that said, here we go. We're going to gift out the 5 members here. Send 5 now. Here we go. We're gifting out the 5 members. Look at this. We can't even keep up. Ray Chronic's coming through hard and strong.
Ray Chronic 420 super chat.
Coming through and coming through.
Imagine supporting another show could never be me.
Could never be you. That's what we're talking about. It's what we love to see. Ray Chronic 420 is coming through. Remember in LA last year we took you to the Nightmare on Elm Street house? And apparently the owners, I think there's new owners and they don't like people it's like the Breaking Bad house. Ray Chronic 420 is in the building. He's coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. Big-time support and in the building and coming through tremendously strong. Lady Angel, the 111. Eric is in the building. He's coming through. We just gifted out 5 memberships. I think these are going to be playing on here shortly. Eric is coming through with, I believe, now the 9-time Tony Hawk combo. We got to sit up and stand. Eric is coming through hard and strong with the 9-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it in a way that makes sense. Oh. So we gifted out these 5 members here. Let's see if they play out. And if you got a gifted membership, it's time to say thank you. Yeah, we got Mad Jack. We got Mad Jacket coming through. Thanks to yours truly. We got Mad Jacket coming through. Thanks to yours truly. We got Nick coming through. Nick is coming through. Yeah, we got Physics XL. Yeah, it's big time support today, Memorial Day. Now look at this right here. I believe this is Death-Sided 666. He's coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense.
Death Cited 666 has just tipped $10 through Super Chat. Why hating the ability of donating to a creator that's putting in time to inform us on a long-awaited game so sad saddest it's
I don't know. They have formulated
people wrestling emoji, Chinese for acquisition emoji.
They have formulated a perception that is not true, and they just want to run with it. It's they they wanted a boogeyman, and they latched onto one because they look at themselves in the mirror every day, and they don't even do that because they don't have confidence to see themselves in the mirror. That would be a hard pill. But I mean, I look at myself in the mirror every day, and I'm like, damn, I'm sexy as hell. It's like, but, and that's not me tooting my own horn. That's just called confidence. But I mean, it's just like, yeah. I mean, imagine donating to a streamer that you don't like. I mean, maybe it's funny for like, one-time thing, but could never be me. Death-Sided 666 is in the building and plowing through hard and strong with a long-time loyalty badge. It's what we love to see. Death-Sided 666 is in here. There's just so much support we can't even keep up out here. We got William Lucas in the building, member for 1 month in a way that makes sense. That's what he says. William Lucas is in the building for the 1 month membership here. And we got Giga Cat coming through. You are very vocal. I'm starting to become a little sus of you. Usually when people are very vocal, it starts to get, and I'm not saying don't chat, but I'm just saying when you're just basically spamming keyword shit, it's kind of a red flag. William Lucas, fucking AI bot in here. William Lucas, not William Lucas, but this other guy. Rosie O'Donnell hot dog. Yeah, it's a sad situation. I mean, it really is. I think that Parasocial game, I think we should play that. I think that would be, we would relate to it a lot, I'll tell you that. Let's see how much this is on Steam. We're going to take a look at it here. Let's take a look at this game.
Corey super chatted $4.99. How does it feel, fake MDF fans, to be a part of the Losers Club? It's over.
Oh, Corey is throwing it down. Holy shit. Woo. Get that flame shield ready. Holy shit. Corey is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. And in the building, hard and strong with a $5 super chat. You love to see it. Yeah, how does it feel? I mean, I don't know. It must feel, it must be a miserable existence. Because, I mean, if you wanted cloud, it's like, why are you, harassing a streamer that doesn't have cloud? It's like, you got to go with the already established kind of, there's plenty of people on Twitch that are small streamers, and they can pull in at least concurrently 350, 400 viewers every time they go live. Way more viewers than me. So I'm not sure why you aren't clout chasing off of those small streamers, because I think that's a better opportunity for you to thrive off of coming through in a way that makes sense. I'm going to pull up this Parasocial horror game. It's on Steam anyway. And we're going to take a look at this here. This is it right here. Parasocial. And let's read what it is. Parasocial is a Japanese horror game about a live streamer. Holy shit. Can you imagine? Dude, can you imagine? Interesting premise for a game, though, I'll tell you that. Very interesting premise for a game. Might have to check that out. Better than GTA 6. Yeah, we might have to check that out because I think we would really resonate with the game and with the parasocial activity that we have over here. I think that's a game we would really resonate with. And a lot of these streamers, they said, "Oh, you can't, you know," it's just unbelievable. Playing Assassin's Creed 3. How much was it? I don't know. Let me check. $7.99. So it's probably like a 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute game. But it would be interesting to check out. Guys, let's go. One in the chat, one in the chat, one in the chat. Let's go. Keep it moving. Keep it flowing. I don't know what to tell you. GTA 6 releases in 1 year. The only reason why we're talking about it now is because it's the 1 year marking. But we're not going to be covering it because there's nothing to say. In fact, we had more to talk about when there was less content. To be honest, because it was more of a mystery game. It was like, wow, we have this trailer one, we have this artwork, we don't really know much of the game. Now we know a little bit more about some of these characters, and a little bit of their backstory and things like that. And it's like, well, now the game looks kind of like it's like, yeah, we'll play it when it comes out. It could be the greatest game ever, or it could be a massive disappointment. But, I mean, now that we have more information of the game, now we have all these screenshots, I mean, honestly, what is there really to say about the game? It's like, well, I don't need Trailer 3. I mean, I really don't need Trailer 3. In fact, if Rockstar wants to stay silent for another 365 days, that's fine with me. Because I don't need to see more of this game, because it's not going to impress me. They've already flipped that boat, and they can't get it back over with Trailer 2. Trailer 2 was the big dud. Like, I waited 500 plus days for that trailer. Not 365 days, 500 plus days of nothing. Okay, that's the context. And that's why I'm disappointed with Trailer 2 and the way they rolled this shit out. It was a terrible strategy. It was really a terrible strategy. But they wanted to get it all out before the investors, last-minute thing, before the investor call, and that's what they did. So they just threw it out there and said, here it is. The game's delayed. Shut the fuck up about the game. Let us work on it with our own schedules. And that's what happened. And they don't care about the game. There's no planning with this game. It's just like throw shit out at the very last minute, like Trailer 1. Trailer 1 came out of nowhere. Way too fucking early, and then Trailer 1 says coming in 2025, by the way, and then Trailer 2 came out right before that investor call. It looks like the fake fans have left. How did we go from 197 viewers to 139? There was not a connection issue. Make it make sense. I don't need another trailer. I don't need more material for this game. In fact, a Trailer 3 could really ruin it. Because what are they going to show in Trailer 3? Just more of the same. I mean, you don't really have it. What are they going to show in Trailer 3? In GTA 5, they had separate trailers for every character. They had 3 different characters. Then they had, what are they going to show in Trailer 3 that's going to excite? Are they going to tease Liberty City? They've already kind of done that. We know Lucia grew up in Liberty City. I mean, it's presumably in the game to a certain extent. We don't know how Jason and Lucia meet up. We don't know if they even know each other. We don't know. I think they should have it where Jason's working at the gas station and Lucia comes in or something like that, and that way, you can get a job in the game because you guys can't do it in real life. So it's like, well, this is going to be your virtual pass to do these fantasy excitement things within the game. The leaked gameplay did a lot of damage. No, I think the trailer 2 did. I think trailer 2 was the big dud. I think trailer 2 was a snooze fest. They didn't hype it up, and they put it out at a weird time frame where it's like they delayed the game 2 days before, and they said the game's delayed a year. And then they said, hey, by the way, here's trailer 2, and it's like, well, I kind of don't care. Like, you've already put the damper, and I knew this was going to happen. I literally predicted, and it went down a little bit differently, but I literally said, to soften the blow, they're going to delay the game and put the trailer out with it, and they did that. They just waited a few more days, and they didn't tell anyone that they were putting a trailer out. So it was just a weird, and then trailer 2 is so boring. It's like, this should have been trailer 3. It should have been trailer 3. Trailer 2 should have kept the hype of Vice City up, kept the mystique of, and now we know all about this Ruel Batista guy. Let's go to Ruel Batista. You guys want to see this guy. I mean, it's just like, I just don't care about these characters in this game. And, you know, it's a sad situation. So we're going to come over here. Where's this at? Oh, Lord. Okay, well, let's go to the people here. Got Jason Duvall, Lucia Camas. Okay, look at this right here. This is what killed the game. I didn't need to know the characters' names. I mean, I you know what I mean? You got Jason Duvall, you got Lucia Camanos, you got Cal Hampton, you got Bobby Ike, you got Daquan Priest, you got Real Dimes, you got Dave Batista, you got Brian Heder. I mean, the game comes out in 1 year, homie. Oh, shit. Cal Hampton, by the way. Look at that face. Oh, it's so terrible. Oh. This is supposed to... Who is that one rapper you guys liked? First person in the chat gets a shout out. You know who this is supposed to look like. Okay, we got Daquan Priest. He's a SoundCloud rapper, I guess. I don't know. You got these dancers. We got Raul Batista. I didn't need to know about Raul Batista. I didn't need to know about Brian Heder. I didn't need to know about Real Dimes. I didn't need to know about Daquan Priest. I didn't need to know about Bobby Ike. I didn't know about Cal Hampton. Jason and Lucia should have been the focus. We didn't need to roll all this out here. These are loser characters. They ruined the game. And then you're going to do a bunch of busy work for Brian. You're gonna go fix the fucking boat. Oh, shoot some bad guys. I mean, it's a sad situation. Let's go to Jason Duvall. Hello. Jason wants an easy life, but things just keep getting harder. Jason grew up around grifters. What does that mean? Grifters, by the way. After a stint in the Army. So he's an Army veteran. He's like Lincoln Clay. After a stint in the Army. So there's going to be potentially... There might be potentially an Army flashback in the game. I think I don't think they've done that before, have they? That could be interesting. Or he could have PTSD. They could implement that. And maybe he found himself in the Keys doing what he knows best, working for the... Oh, my God. And then, look at this. This is literally Paul Walker. Bro, it's literally Paul Walker, homie. This game is so trash. Like, they tried to make Jason into Paul Walker and... what's that other guy's name? What's that other guy's name? Paul Walker and... oh, my God. The way the story is revealed through a description box on the website is the laziest slop I've ever seen. It's just like they don't care about this game. It's like they want to talk about it at the very last minute until they absolutely have to discuss this game. And I understand if they're really working on it, but yeah, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, so Paul Walker and Ryan Gosling. Yeah, they said Joe Rogan might be in the game. Yeah, and it's going to be tough competition. I mean, it really is. It's going to be tough competition because GTA 6 is releasing next year, of course. That's 2026. And that also marks the anniversary of Watch Dogs 2. So you're talking about Watch Dogs 2, a game that came out a decade ago. And then you're going to be putting that up against GTA 6. And it's like, if they can't sell the believability in the way that Watch Dogs 2 can, then quite frankly, they don't have a better game. In the open world anyway. I mean, when I walk around San Francisco and Watch Dogs 2, it feels like I'm in that world. Now, you can start to break the script if you just stand there, like the NPCs won't actually ever leave. But they also, on top of that, have a reaction system. So you can't have everything. And if we're going to do one thing, I think we're going to sell the believability of this. And I think that's a more prominent approach. Because if you have it like Red Dead Redemption 2 where everyone just stands around, Watch Dogs 2 is a more believable game than Red Dead 2. Play Red Dead 2 and you have NPCs that do nothing. They're not doing anything in that game. And it's like Watch Dogs 2 came out on a 2-year dev cycle. It's like, and they threw together something that just worked. It clicked. The reaction system with the NPCs is more advanced than Red Dead Redemption 2, I would argue. And it's just like, okay, well, now GTA 5 has to look at that and get some inspiration to figure this out. I mean, we really have to, the one big thing with this game, and I've talked about it before, but you guys can't handle game design discussion, is that the NPCs need to have some kind of their own logic or whatever. And I'm not a game dev, but they need to almost have a small circle of contextual animations within the environment that they're in. And, so not a scripted thing, but it's just like one that dynamically can happen and go on and off depending on what's going on. And maybe we've seen that in trailer 2 when Jason's carrying out the six-pack or whatever. There's an NPC that slides by, and I think that looks pretty smooth, but, we don't know what's really going on. Did you see the NPCs jumping off of the boat in trailer 2? I don't think we've seen that. It must be in the background. Watch Dogs 2 barely has a story. That's great. We don't need a story in these games. I mean, the stories are so boring. You do a bunch of fetch quests for all these different characters. I mean, it's just. Red Dead Redemption 1, NPCs allowed you to come to their camp. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 1 is more of a video game than 2. 2 is more of a walking movie simulator type thing that really gets the emotions going. That's what sells. Emotion sells. That's why these drama channels make big money. They get invested into this shit, and it's just like, well, that's what Rockstar did with Red Dead Redemption 2. They built the character that you played with for, 20-something hours plus, and you got attached to Arthur Morgan, and then they pulled the rug out on him, and then you guys cried, and then you said it was the most beautiful video game you've ever played in your life, and it's just like, okay, but let's talk about the gameplay, let's talk about the mechanics. I made a video in 2018, bro. Okay, this is not a new thing. It's not bait for these online live viewers, okay? They think it is. They're like, he's trying to piss me off. Motherfucking ass. I have videos from 2018 with the same consistent opinion, okay? So we put out, nonetheless, a video in 2018, I believe. I think it was 2018. And we showed Red Dead Redemption 1 versus Red Dead Redemption 2, and it was just what I was looking at. And I noticed things in Red Dead 2 that just weren't there. And it's like, wow, this is a downgrade. I mean, the physics system is a downgrade. Nearly everything's a downgrade. I mean, there's a few upgrades, but it's few and far between. For example, you can now drive the train in Red Dead Redemption 2. And I understand that's not going to make or break the game, but it's just like, okay, you're going one step forward and then 2 steps back. Because now you can drive the train in Red Dead Redemption 2, which you couldn't in Red Dead Redemption 1. Okay, we'll give it that. We'll give Red Dead Redemption 2 the advantage on there. So you can drive the train in Red Dead Redemption 2. 2, and I thought that was cool. Okay, well, here's the problem. The NPCs never get on or off the train in Red Dead Redemption 2. So now you've killed the immersion, which they do, by the way, in Red Dead Redemption 1. The NPCs actually get on and off the train. So when the choo-choo comes up to the motherfucking station and blow a motherfucking whistle, they get on and off the fucking train in Red Dead Redemption 1, which is an Xbox 360 PS3 game. So what do you want? Do you want a more believable train system, or do you want the ability to drive the train, which just goes backwards and forwards? And you can't derail it either. So, we went one step forward, and then we also went one step backwards. We can't have it all. So maybe Red Dead Redemption 3, not only are you going to be able to drive the train, but they'll have the NPCs that actually figure out how to get on and off the train. It's a fantasy game in the sense that when I get on the train in Red Dead Redemption 2, and believe me, that's the first thing I fucking did because I'm autistic. We went on the motherfucking Red Dead Redemption 2 train, and we noticed that the NPCs never got on or off the train. And it's just like, wow, my immersion is thrown out the window. And it's going to be that one thing that when we play GTA 6, it's going to be that one thing where I say, wow, this is really fucking dumb. It's like the first, GTA 4 cannot be better than GTA 6 in any aspect. And if it's still like that, then, well, I guess there will be another Cropecat video. I mean, it's insane to me how they continue to say that they're going to make the most ambitious game and blah, 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 blah. And then you play it and it's like, wow, you go back to their predecessors and motherfucking ass, it's insane to me. Well, this is the biggest video game in our lifetime. There's not a bigger video game. This is the biggest video game in our lifetime. I'm serious. Even if GTA 7 comes out, some of you guys won't even be playing video games by then. And not only that, but the whole landscape will be different. It's going to be powered by AI. The consoles, the landscape of consoles is going to be drastically different. They might not even exist. You know what I mean? In 20-something years from now, okay, maybe GTA 7 will exist, and maybe it will be a bigger game than GTA 6, but in this traditional sense of like, this is it's the end of an era. I mean, it really is, and it's a big way to go out from the traditional kind of like way video games are made. And I'm not saying they're not using AI. They probably are using AI in this game. But I'm talking about in a totally different sense within the next 20 years. I mean, can you imagine where this AI shit's going to be in the next 20 years? Yeah, why would anyone manually do anything, especially in game development? Like, what, because the AI is going to get so much strong in 20 years. Like, yeah, the AI will literally be able to make the whole fucking game, and it will look fucking great in 20 years. Yeah, I mean, and they'll have the consoles that come out that support the AI stuff on the chip. Because right now there's not a way to do that. Okay, who mentioned Bully 2? Who mentioned Bully 2? Oh my God. If you bring up Bully 2 in here, or you bring up Manhunt, it's an automatic timeout. Okay? Because that's fantasy talk. It's low IQ fantasy talk. They're never making a Bully 2. They're never making another Manhunt game. Cope and seethe. Okay? If you like them so much, then go buy a fucking PS2 at a flea market and shut the fuck up. I'm sick and tired of it. Ooh, we love Manhunt. We love Bully 2. Okay, great. They're not making those games anymore. They haven't made those games came out 20-something years ago. Get with the fucking times. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's insane to me. Bully 2, by the way. Fucking, no, they're not making those games anymore. Deal with it. They're making it. They might not even make another Red Dead 3. Why would they? When this is going to rake in billions, why even make another game? Like, what the fuck? What's the goal for Rockstar? Back in the day, it was nerds in a basement. I mean, it was a small dev team. Now it's like fucking thousands of people. It's no longer nerds in a basement. It's a big ass corporate fucking entity. The original GTA 3 dev team was like, I mean, the original GTA 3 dev team was like not even 100 people, I don't think. Let me see. GTA 3 dev team, how many people? 23 people made Grand Theft Auto 3. I just told you guys, and now see, that's the problem with gaming. There was 23 people made Grand Theft Auto 3, the game that revolutionized it all. 23 people, by the way. We have more viewers than that right now. I mean, bro, 23 people made Grand Theft Auto 3. Now you have thousands of people working on these games. That's the problem. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's no cohesive vision. Everyone's got these daily tasks they probably got to do. I mean, I don't know how it works, but clearly you can't get 2,000 people together in a fucking room. I mean, it's just not going to work. This is the problem with gaming. It's too big. You need to have less people on the dev team. 23 people made Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City. Never mind. Just Grand Theft Auto 3. It probably grew a little bit for San Andreas and stuff like that. 4,000 on GTA 6. That's what I'm saying. The game's going to be trash. You can't have 4,000 people working on the same thing and have a cohesive vision. It's impossible. There's no way that's going to work. Is it really 4,000? Yeah, the game's trash. How can you have 4,000 people? Now, I seriously want you to picture this. And they have to be working in different places, too. It can't just be one office. So it's like they're working remotely. They're working, 4,000 people, by the way. How is the vision coming together? It went from 23 people to 4,000. That's the problem with gaming. Right there, that's the problem with gaming. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's no vision. It's just do the work. 4,000 liberal. Oh, my God. Let's see GTA San Andreas. How many people worked on that? It's probably a little bit higher. GTA San Andreas dev team around 50 people. Unbelievable. It went up a little bit. 50 people made San Andreas, according to the AI. Could be wrong. You can go to the credits, I guess, but it says about 50 people worked on San Andreas, and that's their best game. I mean, in terms of content. You can disagree maybe with the story and stuff, but in terms of content, I mean, they haven't hit that stride again. And 50 people made that game. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. It just kept getting too big. It kept getting too big, kept getting too big. You have to get nerds in the basement, and they have to make what they want to make. That's how a great game comes out. It's as simple as that. If you can't get that going, then it's not going to be a great game. Yeah, they probably have Rockstar India involved, and then that's who made Starfield. They had a bunch of people that were working on the game that didn't even work at Bethesda. They just offloaded it to different. They hired people to work on the game. There's no way it's 50. Watch the credits and more. Okay, well, I was just going off of what Google said. AI overview. It says the core development team of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, primarily Rockstar North, consisted around 50 people. That's what it says right here. Okay, hold on. Let me read this here. This video discusses. So that's what so they're talking about the Rockstar North team, which is, that's the bread and butter. At least it was back in the day. I don't know if it is now. Adam Fowler is gone. Leslie Benzies is gone. Who else? Dan Hauser's gone. All three of the technical directors are gone. It's over. This is the B team Grand Theft Auto 6. And again, these will all be talking points by the big streamers. They used all my talking points. Lewis, I should show you a video from this. I swear to God, these guys watch this channel. I know they do. You would be surprised. Phil Spencer could be watching for all I fucking know. You would be surprised on who really watches this show. They never obviously, say that they do. But it's just like these big streamers came out and they said literally word for word what I was telling you guys weeks before they even started barking. And I understand it's a common theme. It's common sense to have that same thought, but it's just like the way they were saying it, I'm like, dude, motherfucking ass, they gotta be watching this show. It's just so funny to me. No, the cruise ship, we don't need to be able to go to the cruise ship. How many people worked on Manhunt? It's probably less than that. Manhunt came out early on. That's probably about 20 people. What did they say? It was about the PlayStation 5 Pro. I forgot. He's one of the biggest streamers. He does like Street Fighter and shit. I imagine playing those. Like, I guess if you're good at it and you're like the best player in the world or something, that's one thing. But Can't imagine playing those games where you just spam buttons on the controller. It's just like that's just crazy to me. No, but he was talking about the PlayStation 5 Pro and how it's going to sell out, and it's like, dude, I literally had that talking point weeks before you're at, and this guy's got 1 million views on his clip too. Oh, you're not going to be able to find a PlayStation 5 Pro, and it's like literally word for word with what I was saying, and it's like, well, I understand that's like common sense. Yeah, it's going to be hard to find the PlayStation 5 Pro, but it's just kind of funny how all of my talking points were then utilized by bigger streamers because they wanted some clips. They wanted a clip farm. According to Rockstar, 2,000 people worked on Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, that's the problem. That's the problem. That's why they couldn't figure out how to get people on and off the train. Imagine having a working train in the game, unless they updated it. But I think I played both versions, and I don't think they have it fixed. But imagine having a locomotive in the game, and you're going through all of that detail with the textures and the animations and you know. And you follow the train in the game, and no one gets on or off the train, but they do in the predecessor. It's over. Red Dead 1 is more detailed. I wish Crobecat would make a video, but man, oh man, he would have to have the flame shield up for that, because it's worse than the Resident Evil fanboys on that one. Good luck. I mean, honestly, because it's just like there's so much material there where it's like when you really when you really start looking, it's like, wow, this was actually a game. And Red Dead Redemption 2, they don't have censorship in Red Dead Redemption 1 like they do Red Dead 2. Red Dead Redemption 1 doesn't have censorship. It's like GTA 4. You can go into the saloon, the gameplay doesn't change. You go into the saloon in Red Dead 2 and they've censored it. They got woke. That's censorship, and you guys love censorship. So I want you to go to Walmart today, and I want you to buy a rap CD, if they have CDs anymore, or a vinyl, and it's probably going to be censored. That's how they did it in the 90s. If you got Nirvana's In Utero, they had to censor some of the songs on there, and you guys love the censorship. You guys are all for censorship. Video games, this, that, and the third. I can't with you guys. You guys love censorship. It's a Wild West game, by the way. It takes place in 1889 or some shit like that, and it's like, yeah, we're going to censor the shit out of interiors. It's a disrespect to my intelligence. I mean, it really is. Especially when you have a PlayStation 3 game where you can go into the interiors and the gameplay doesn't change. I'm sick and tired of it. You guys don't see this. It's pure censorship because they didn't want to hear about it on Fox, on the news, on the mainstream news. Like, oh, this game's too violent. This game's too violent. Well, then don't make the game. Just don't make the game. Jesus. I could literally make a channel, and I could have 50 videos at least showing every single difference in Red Dead Redemption 1 and what was downgraded into. I'm not even trolling. And we would have to put these Red Dead 2 fanboys are insane. They're rabid dogs. You can't say one thing bad about it. Believe me, I've gone through it with them. Even if objectively what you're showing on the screen is better, they won't agree with it. Because they have this emotional attachment to the game. Like Arthur Morgan, by the way. And it's like, dude, go watch Brokeback Mountain. I mean, seriously. Because Heath Ledger is way better looking than Arthur Morgan. And so is Jake Gyllenhaal. So just please go watch that movie. It's a better story. It's literally a better story, too. Dude, Brokeback Mountain is a better story than Red Dead Redemption 2. Now that I think about it, the ending of Brokeback Mountain is fucking crazy. And I'm not going to spoil it, but it's really... In fact, let me ask AI what the ending is to Brokeback, just to refresh my... I'm not going to spoil it for you. What is the ending to Brokeback Mountain? The ending of Brokeback Mountain... Oh, wow. Hell, I don't remember that ending. I gotta watch Brokeback Mountain again. What you mean? It's literally a better story than Red Dead 2, though. It's a better ending. That's a tragic ending. Holy shit. Okay, we got Eric coming through yet again. I think a 10 or 11 time Tony Hawk combo. It's what we love to see. Eric is in the building and coming through. Okay, you spoiled the movie, so we're going to get you up out of here. And you've never seen it either. You went right on Google and looked it up. Because you guys can't sit down and watch a 3-hour movie. It's probably not even a 2-hour movie, if that. How long is Brokeback Mountain? Let's see. They didn't make movies that long back then. Now they're like 3 hours minimum. How long is Brokeback Mountain? Oh, it's 2 hours and 14 minutes. See, these days, if they were to make that movie, it'd be about 3 hours and 30 minutes. And it's like, who's going to the theater to spend $20-something to sit down for 3 hours long? I don't care if the movie is great. Like, bro, ain't nobody sitting there and watching a 3-hour movie. Attention spans are so short these days. I'm surprised we even have viewers because you guys are so, with that brain rot. Are you excited for the Summer Game Fest? Probably not. I mean, I don't know what Jeff Keighley has, but I don't think it's probably going to be that fantastic. They might announce Starfield or something, but for PS5. How are you going to avoid GTA 6 spoilers? Who's going to spoil the game? How are there going to be spoilers? No, I'm serious. If they don't make physical copies of this game, how is the game going to get spoiled? A journalist isn't risking it all. So how is the game going to leak? I mean, it could, and it probably will still, but I mean, you're really tightening it down. So if the game doesn't come out on disc, and I'm assuming it's not going to initially, and I think that's a smart move to really prevent spoilers and to prevent the game from leaking. I think that's how you have to do it these days, because it's not going to make sense in 2026 to put out a disc. I mean, physical media is done. So, and Rockstar hasn't included the map with Grand Theft Auto 5. When that recently re-released a couple of years ago on PS5, they didn't include the map. And I think in new copies of Red Dead Redemption 2, there's no map as well. So, I don't think there's going to be a physical disc for this game, at least at launch. And I think that's a smart move, because then it's like, well, the game can't leak. There's no way that the game is going to leak. The only way the game is going to leak is if a journalist leaks it, which that would be very fucking stupid, or they share it with someone. But the likelihood is very slim. If the game is digital only, it's locked down. And I think Rockstar, at this point, I think that's what they should do, because the game's already leaked. It's had problems with that. There won't be a disc version of GTA 6 because the game will be over 200 gigabytes. It costs too much to manufacture these days, and physical media is done. There could still be a disc version, but I think it might come out a little bit later. I think you lock it down to digital only. There's no leaks of the game, because the journalist isn't going to leak it. If Rockstar says, hey, you signed this NDA, it's like, that's like your biggest, like, to have GTA 6 early to review, that's a big moment in your career. You're not risking that. So it's not going to leak. I mean, it probably will, but the leaks, if they have it digital only, it's going to be a much harder thing for it to leak. Yeah, the new Resident Evil 4 is trash, and I predict that game will be a big conversation again soon. I can't wait. Oh, man. Yeah, Resident Evil, by the way. That franchise is on ice. Where is that game at? They ran through their remakes, and they're all terrible. All of those remakes are terrible. RE2 remake is god awful. RE3 remake is just garbage as well. RE4 remake is terrible. I mean, they're all garbage. It's just like this half-assed fucking like Sleepy Hollow version. Like, yeah, the fucking zombies are scary, and Leon talks like a fucking sailor. Like, what the fuck? It's just like, it's so cringe. It's terrible. It's really garbage. Someone can spoil it to you while you're playing it, but I'm talking about, they can spoil it that way. But I'm talking about video and images. I mean, I don't think anyone's gonna. If the game's digital only, I mean, you're going to see less gameplay and screenshots before the game releases. But I mean, yeah, they could always just say this is what the ending is or something. But you don't have to read it. I mean, it's a lot easier to ignore that than it is to see the videos of the ending and all of that shit before the game comes out. RE2 Remake is great. It's terrible. I've already made like 500 videos on that game. That's how we got these weirdos in here, and they wanted to start acting like I was wrong. I'm not wrong about Resident Evil 2 Remake. I'm still not wrong. You know, when they get older, they'll see the soul was ripped out of those games, and you know, the basketball court, for example. We tried arguing that back in about 6 years ago, and they couldn't handle that discussion. Like, oh, who cares, the basketball court? I was like, the basketball court looks like fucking Mr. Clean just went over it with a goddamn machine and cleaned the damn. It's just spotless. It's like it's a zombie apocalypse, by the way. And the basketball, like the basketball court in the original Resident Evil 2 is all like run down and stuff. And it's and then these losers are like, well, the outbreak just occurred, and it's like it doesn't make sense. No. Like it's just, I can't with the Resident Evil fanboys. They're just so cringe. That's why it's like I want to see Resident Evil 9 so we get away from the remakes and we get away from destroying the source material. Because that's what Capcom loves doing. They love destroying the source material. All of the remakes are terrible. I don't know why you guys are picking and choosing what's good and what's not. They're all garbage. I would rather play RE7. I would rather play RE Village. I would rather play the upcoming Resident Evil 9 than sit through one of their remakes again. I don't need to play their remakes. They're garbage. They're not memorable. They're forgettable. There's less than 1,000 people playing RE2, RE3 remake. I can tell you that right now on Steam. I guarantee. The RE4 remake is trash. I'm not going to have this discussion in here like it's 2023 again. You guys can't get it, but that's okay. I don't know why you guys are so defensive about that game. It's just like, dude, play the original, and just like when you wake up and have a high IQ, you'll realize that you can like the remake, but like to say that it even holds a candle to the original game that was just jam-packed with so much. It's just so better. I mean, it's just not even funny. Okay, we are getting a little bit low on this battery here. Not low enough. RE7 was good until it became a Resident Evil game. RE7 was good until the last Jack Baker boss fight. The third boss fight for Jack Baker was absolute trash. He turns into this big creature with big tentacles, and you shoot the eyeballs on each tentacle. Garbage. I turned the game off. And then you go to the ship. I'm done playing it. They had something really cool down there in Louisiana, that whole new setting. And, you know, the first two boss fights with Jack Baker are pretty cool. The car and then the chainsaw one, okay. You know, we don't see that often in Resident Evil where the antagonist gets in a car and tries to run you over. That's actually brand new. And then they got lazy, and it turned into a Resident Evil game after that, and it's just like, well, that's cringe. So I've never beat Resident Evil 7 because it's terrible. The second half is terrible. $700 people are playing Resident Evil 7 on Steam. It's over. Play RE Survivor on PS1. It's hilarious. The light gun version mod. Georgie is coming through. This is what we're talking about. Look at this right here. Georgie's in the building.
Georgie Cifuentes super chatted $5. What's up, Michael? Please create a live stream countdown. Folded hands emoji, please.
I'm sure someone's already got one going. I'm sure there's someone that's probably live right now doing a 365-day countdown. But yeah, I mean, this game is not dead to me, but it's just the hype is kind of not there anymore. I mean, I've seen too much of the game. I don't really need to see more of the game. You know, Rockstar's obviously not going to talk about this game anytime soon, and that's fine. I don't need trailer 3. I don't need an update from Rockstar Games. Now, you know, as we get closer to next year, you know, if they're still silent, then it is going to be concerning as we especially go into the, you know, November, December, January, February. If Rockstar's not talking about the game again in those, then there could be another chance of a delay. So that's going to be another thing to look out for later this year. Is Rockstar going to start getting things ready, the marketing, the pre-orders, things like that? That stuff has to be in motion by, I would say, at least fall of 2025. It's me is coming through.
It's me has just tipped €11 through Super Chat. Hey there, Mackle, this show is still world class.
Yeah, well, we've never doubted that. It's me is coming through in a way that makes sense. You love to see it. Hard and strong with the $11 super chat coming through tremendously strong. Georgie in the building as well. You love to friggin' see it. Plowing through tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense. It's me. Well, Lewis, I you know, last night we did it, and the chat wouldn't move at all. So every time I go walking and we do those walking streams, they can't. You know, they just don't know how to chat. And you know, the YouTube app doesn't have the lightning bolt icon no more, so we can't turn the light on. So we have to do it while it's still daylight because there's no light. But it's me is coming through in a way that makes sense. You love to see it, but the chat was just not moving last night, so no one wanted to communicate. So it's kind of a lost cause. Oh. Oblivion Remake has less than 40K on Steam and other internet. Yeah, it's total garbage. It's garbage, and people are realizing that they just don't really want to play those games anymore. Where you talk to this wooden, hollow NPC and has like 3 recorded lines. Like, you have to have AI in. I'm sorry, but you can say AI is slot, but you're just going to have to evolve those games. Elder Scrolls 6 cannot have those same NPCs. I mean, it's just like, bro, you have to have AI NPCs or at least something new to excite the player. When you go up to the NPC and do the mission, like the NPC should be a hell of a lot smarter than what they were in Starfield, which just came out a couple of years ago. Like, yeah, and Starfield showed that they don't. Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be trash. Expedition 33 has 75,000 players on Steam. Normies, these are internet darling games, and I said this before, and I said it time and time again. The internet darling games are not commercially successful. I mean, I could ask anyone right now in real life. I can ask 100 people in real life, do you know what Expedition 33 is? And the answer in terms of how many people are going to actually say yes is going to be astronomically low. I can guarantee you that. That means it flopped. If the normies that are not in the video game bubble don't know about your game, the game flopped. If you were to ask people if they know Fortnite, your grandma, right now, go ask your grandma. Does she know about Fortnite? She knows about Fortnite. She's heard of Fortnite before. She knows what Fortnite is, okay? Does your grandma know about Grand Theft Auto? She knows about Grand Theft Auto, okay? Has she heard about Call of Duty? Probably. Those are just successful games. Your grandma's never heard of Expedition 33. Your grandma's never heard of Oblivion Remake, okay? Those are failures. Your grandma has to know about these games, otherwise they flop. Because if your grandma knows about them, then guess what? Everyone else does as well. And, you want gaming to become a mainstream thing again. Why would you not? Why would you just sit there and say, we're making a game for the Reset era crowd, for the Twatter crowd, for the Reddit crowd? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. You're making an internet darling game. You're putting a bubble around the game and saying that's it. You're not trying to reach a new audience. It's cringe. Expedition 33. Oh, my God. Georgie is in the building. I think we did mention you. But if we didn't, we do apologize. Georgie's in the building. Only 5,000 people are playing Starfield. Well, Starfield's going to have a resurgence, and you'll see all these content creators making videos about it soon when it comes to PlayStation 5. Starfield will have its it will have its turnaround. Todd Howard's going to be really happy about that, because once it comes to PlayStation 5, these normies are going to sit there and go, "Oh my God, I love Starfield because now I can play it on PlayStation," and now it just changes the game. Now it's a fantastic masterpiece. It was misunderstood. It was overly hated. We already know how that gimmick works. It comes to PlayStation and it's the best game since sliced bread. That's how it works. So Starfield is going to have all these content creators, Luke Steffens, all these guys that sit in front of their SM7B. I love that microphone, by the way. Yeah, we love our SM7B or that black big microphone. We love it, And it's just like, yeah, you have nothing to say, God. But all of those grifters are going to sit there and say Starfield, it's so much better on PlayStation. Oh, the haptic feedback when I go to different planets, oh my God. It's so predictable. And then in a few weeks, when they put out when the game gets announced on PlayStation 5, you'll have all these grifters come out. Starfield's resurgence is unbelievable. Like they're talking about Battlefront right now, and it's like no one cares about Battlefront. Like, you have to be an idiot to believe that, because the internet hated Battlefront 2. I have a video on Battlefront 2, and they were talking about the loot boxes, and I was mocking the internet, and I was saying it's all about the bends and all that stuff. You can go to Young Yeah and type in Battlefront 2, and he had videos of all the loot boxes, and it was the worst game ever, and blah, 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 blah. And now all of a sudden the internet loves it. Like, it's just so hypocritical and fake. Because nothing's improved with the game. They were complaining about loot boxes that were optional, by the way. Like, get the fuck up out of here. Like, I swear these losers on the internet need to get a job. Break out of the matrix and get a job. Just please. Or go outside at the very least and throw around some fucking grass or something. I mean, I don't know. Well, yeah, it is a big black microphone. I mean, I'm not wrong on that. It's a big black microphone. I've talked in front of an SM7B as well. In fact, we made more money that way. Because, it gives the normies that appearance that you're this big streamer and shit. And it's just like, well. But everyone uses that microphone. That's why we use this headset. No one uses this headset on YouTube. There's not a single soul on YouTube that uses this headset. You won't find one content creator. And if they do, they copied me 100%. This isn't a gaming headset, so. Okay, we are running low on the battery here. We got about 16% on the battery. We got about 16% on the battery here. Will you be doing a launch Switch 2 stream? Well, I'm not going to announce what we're doing for the Switch 2, but just stay tuned, because I don't know if we're going to cover it or not. But stay tuned, and we may or may not have coverage on Switch 2. But that launch is pretty soon here. I mean, that's coming within the next week or so, ain't it? Let's get this calendar up on the screen here. Where's the calendar? So it's May 26th right now. How do you get the calendar? Don't know how to do it. You should use the Five Below microphone. Yeah, I have it, and we've used it. Will you be playing Mid's-Eye? Yeah, we'll check it out, but I don't know if it's going to be any good. I don't know if it's going to be any good. 42,000 people still playing Cyberpunk. Nintendo might sell a few consoles to the CD Projekt Red. Oh, Lord. Well, like I said, if we do cover the Switch 2, we will be covering Cyberpunk immediately. So, and we won't be updating the game either. So we want to see what's on that cartridge, because they're claiming the whole game's on the cartridge, because that whole fiasco with certain games being on the cartridge and most of them aren't. But Cyberpunk 2077, I believe, is the exception, and it is actually on the cartridge. So we will be checking that out without any updates if the console lets us do that. And but I think Nintendo has figured out. I don't think the Switch 2 is going to be. These people are. Because the Switch 1, they were able to hack that quick. I don't think the Switch 2 is going to be like that at all. I think they've really they put up a lot of roadblocks on that. I don't think the Switch 2 hacking scene is going to get far. From what it seems like anyway. So you're going to have to get the console to play those games. You're not going to be able to. That makes sense. It's like if Nintendo were to just let that slide again. I mean, That's crazy. June 5th is the Switch 2. June 6th is the Summer Game Fest. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be wrapping this up here shortly. We got about 5 or 10 more minutes here, if that. Yeah. And again, people are, just saying, oh, it's going to be easily hacked. It's not going to be easily hacked. If you really think Nintendo didn't think that through, then I don't know what to tell you. So you're just going to have to stick with your Switch 1 games, I guess. But this might be the first Nintendo console that isn't easily hackable, because the Wii was easily hackable, the Wii U is easily hackable, the Switch 1 was easily hackable. But I think this one might be different ball game here. Yeah, I think Mid's-Eye is going to be one of those games where you roam around. It looks like Saints Row. I mean, it really does. It could be fun, but I don't think there's going to be much to do in the open world. I don't think there's going to be anything to do in the open world. Who said if you can't afford Switch 2, buy a Switch 1? Who said if you can't afford Switch 2, buy a Switch 1? Oh, that's what Nintendo said, didn't they? Well, the soccer moms, when did you see the box of the Switch 2 versus the Switch 1? They look very similar, and Twatter was having a fit over it, and they were saying, these woke libtards who aren't buying the console are saying, there's a big 2 on the box, and it's like, that doesn't mean anything. Like, really? Like, you guys are in that internet bubble, and you think that that's so obvious to differentiate people that are not in the gaming space. Like, the grandmas are going in there to buy the Switch 2 for Christmas, and they might buy the Switch 1 because the boxes look that fucking similar. The 2 isn't big enough. The 2 should have been the whole fucking box. Nintendo Switch 2, or it should have been a different color. Both of the boxes are red. If you get someone without any gaming knowledge whatsoever, I mean, they're going to have to look for that 2 on the box because it's very similar. And, it's a big 2, but it's not big enough in my opinion. So the Switch 2 is going to be a disaster. It really is. I can't wait to see this unfold. I told you guys, I said Nintendo is in a very hard spot. They're not going to recreate this lightning in a bottle that was Switch 1 because it came at the right place at the right time before the technology has caught up. Now that the technology has caught up, there's so many alternatives. You can already play all of these games on the go with the Steam Deck, which is actually cheaper than I believe the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously, it's way underpowered, but regardless, you have a different ecosystem and stuff like that. And then you have the ROG Ally, you have all this other handheld stuff. And it's just like the space is very different than what it was about 8 years ago. I mean, it's just a really different ball game. The Switch 2 is going to flop. You can't convince, oh yeah, it's sold out, but that's because they're not manufacturing them fast enough to fulfill the initial pre-orders and stuff like that, the initial demand rather. Like, yeah, once the honeymoon phase dials down, you're going to see the Switch 2 all in these stores, and no one's buying them. It's not going to be like PS5. PS5 took at least a year and a half to get it to a point where it's like, wow, you can actually walk into the store and buy one because of COVID and stuff like that. But that was a different ballgame. I mean, the PS5 had a little bit of hype behind it because it's like, well, it's a PlayStation 5. It's, it looks like a brand new console. It's got SSD. It's got all these, instant loading, this, that, and the third. Switch 2 has no new features outside of better graphics and a worse screen, and it's way bigger too. The Switch 2 is huge. It's just like, bro, I thought the Game Gear was fucking big. Like, the Switch 2 is fucking massive. Yeah, like I said, if we do cover the Switch, we will have premiere coverage of it. I didn't care for the Switch 1 and they ruined Zelda. Yeah. 480p cameras, third-party Nintendo. Yeah, I don't know why people are getting caught up on that. Yeah, the webcam for the Switch 2 is 1080p. The Flower one's 480p, but no one wants that. The narrative now is that it's just a better Switch, and that's exactly what everyone wanted. No one wanted that. How are you going to sell this to people that are not in the video game bubble? I'm starting a Nintendo podcast, and every podcast is going to ask that same question. I don't care how many episodes we have to do, 500 episodes. And we're going to invite the Nintendo fanboys on the show, and they're going to have to try and convince me every episode that we're going to get a different Nintendo fanboy on the show in person. That's what we're going to do. How is Nintendo going to sell you this? Is the third-party support? Oh, you got Elden Ring on there now. That's fantastic. You got, the Madden is finally coming back to the Switch too. That's cool. You can play football now. American football, of course, not soccer. Okay, because that's what it's called over here. It's called soccer. But you guys get offended with that. And then they have, maybe Call of Duty, and so the third-party support is strong. That is kind of new for the Switch and Nintendo. The last time they had that third-party support was probably the Wii U, and even that faded off after a while. But is that enough to drive it home? It's not enough. If you have an OLED Switch, there's no reason to upgrade. You're technically getting a downgrade. The console is less portable. That's a fact. From what we've heard, the battery is worse in the Switch 2, and from what we also know is that the LCD screen is worse than the OLED. That's just how it is. That's the science. OLED is better than LCD. Maybe the LCD is brighter, but the colors are going to be way more vibrant, especially when you're playing a dark game. Well, you won't be able to emulate Switch 2 stuff. Those exclusive games are going to be on lockdown. The Switch 2 hacking scene is not going to get. I don't think it's going to go far. And even if it does, it's going to take a long time. So, but that's great because that means that the PC fanboys that we're playing the Nintendo Switch, we're emulating it on PC. You're not playing the Nintendo Switch. The graphics are so shit on the Switch. Why would I play it on... It's like, I don't want to play it on a fucking computer. Defeats the whole purpose of the damn console. Like, it's supposed to be a portable machine you take with you on the go. Like, why would I want to sit at home and play the thing, Oh, you can play it at 4K 60. Who cares? Like, you guys are PC fanboys that care about specs and fucking, stats on the screen. Switch 2 needed an exclusive Resident Evil. Yeah, that would have been cool. Well, I think they're, and really what solidified the failure of this console is that they're making a From Software exclusive. Like, you are literally catering and pandering to the internet darling crowd. I mean, I've never seen such pandering before. Hey, we have a contract with From Software, and they're developing I think maybe it's a timed exclusive. I can't remember, but because I'm not big into that From Software shit, but they came out and they showed that Bloodborne spin-off game or whatever the fuck it's called, and you're literally pandering to the internet darling crowd. I mean, that's what you've already. It's over. They've already said the Switch 2 is going to be a flop. No one cares about a From Software game unless you're on the internet. I swear to you. Not a single soul in real life is buying a From Software game that isn't on the internet. You're not going to the store and looking at the Elden Ring and saying, "Wow, that looks cool." No, that doesn't look cool. What's Elden Ring? Oh, I don't know. It's just some fantasy game. Okay. Oh, you heard it from your coworker at work. He watched XQC and XQC said it was great. Oh, that's how you're getting sold on it. The internet darling crowd. I mean, it's a terrible disaster. Is really what it is. Without Reggie and Iwata, we are getting Wii U titles that were discounted at $20 being re-released on the Switch for full price. Nintendo Switch games. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing again. The Wii U was their last console where they actually made games for it. They actually made games for it, and no one played them, so they had to re-release all of them and put them on the Switch, and then everyone said the Switch was a great console when it didn't really have exclusive software to the actual console. Obviously, that's changed a little bit, and now we're doing it again with the Switch 2. It's like, well, we have Mario Kart World, we have Donkey Kong, fucking Smash Boulder, which does look fun, but, how fun is that going to last for? And then you have all of these re-releases, and then you have the fiasco with the game cases and stuff, and it's like, well, that doesn't matter anymore because physical media is dead. But it is surprising to see Nintendo go down this road, and it's not that big of a deal because Nintendo's always always had this problem. You know, a lot of the games don't even fit on the damn cartridge. And we ran into a problem with the Switch 1 where if it found the update for a game, there was no way to play the game, even if I had the game cartridge. So let's talk about that, guys. Hey, Dreamcast guy, we know you're watching probably because you're a loser. And guess what, bud? Why don't you make a video on that? The Switch 1's already had fucking DRM. The only way for me to fix it, and I had my Switch as the home console, the only way for me to fix it, if the Nintendo Switch finds an update for a game that you have on the cartridge, I have Tears of Kingdom on the cartridge, you ain't playing that game unless you update it. There's literally no way to play it. The only way to do it is to reformat the whole console. It's insane. And I understand it's like that on PS4 and PS5 too. It's weird with that shit. Once it finds an update, it locks in. And it's really hard to and I even deleted the game and tried to reinstall it. Nope, still wouldn't let me play it. You got to download the update. And it's not a user error. You can't play the game if it finds the update. So it's like, yeah, you can play it offline, but it might you better not connect to the internet, because if it finds that update and then you go on a trip and you forgot to update the game, you can't play it. It's terrible. And I think Switch 2 audio. What is Mike Evans talking about? I think the Switch 2 will be you'll probably have to connect to the internet to set it up. I firmly believe that that's going to be the case. I'll be surprised if not. I bet when you pull the Switch 2 out of the box, it's going to require, and they said there's a big patch for the Switch 2, which is probably the reason why reviewers aren't getting it. They're not sending out the Switch 2 for reviewers, so there won't be early reviews unless someone gets it early. So they're not sending it to these gaming outlets, and I think that's because there's apparently a big day one patch for the Switch. Well, I'm not installing that. If it lets me just play it right out of the box, we're not installing the Switch 2 software update. Not doing it. I want to see how this thing works right out of that box. We don't need to connect to the internet. Can you just put the game in? Can it play? You know, what's the experience like? Do you need you know what I mean? And we might have a rare Switch if we never update it, because. Very interesting. Well, you guys love Dreamcast Guy. I mean, you guys can't get enough. Hi, it's Dreamcast Guy. Hope you enjoy this video. Like, dude, I can't imagine doing that. Like, that is crazy to me. All you do is sit there and read articles on Twitter. Like, God, I'm going to have to sell it like that and just be so fake. Just like, you know, put the opinions on the back burner and just do a news channel and just you know, pretend to care about all this garbage. Like, oh, Expedition 33 sold this many copies and it was made by 55 developers. Oh my God, who gives a shit? Yeah, we'll check out Mind's Eye. I don't know if it's going to be great, but it could be good. And we're gonna if we do have Switch 2 coverage, we're gonna be checking out Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch 2. It could be like 2020 all over again. We might have over 1,000 people in here. We have no idea. We're gonna be covering Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch 2 if we do have coverage of it. And it could be like 2020 all over. I mean, who knows? Because what if you don't download the updates, you know? I mean, if that's a possibility, then, well, what the hell's on that cartridge? That's what we need to see. But I don't know if the Switch will let you. Nonetheless, we're going to have to wrap this up here shortly, folks. We are at 8% on the battery. We're going to have to wrap this one up here. Mid's-Eye looks like Unreal Engine trash. Is it on? I don't think it's on Unreal Engine, is it? Could be wrong. I don't think that's on Unreal Engine, is it? I thought they made their own engine. No, they made their own engine. It's a proprietary engine. Okay, well, with that said, we're going to wrap it up here. Otherwise, it's going to cut off. So we are officially 1 year away from the biggest entity in all of video. And we have 1 year to go until this game comes out. And It's crazy to me. 1 year until we can play as Paul Walker in GTA 6. 1 year until we can play as Paul Walker in GTA 6 and Ryan Gosling. He's got multiple looks. Literally 1 year away, folks. GTA 6 comes out in 1 year. May 26, 2026. With that said, folks, we are going to wrap it up here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show. And we will see you later. It's over.